Is three businesses in an obscure niche in a market of 10 million low hanging? Super impossible question for me to answer. My guess is there's more than three businesses in that niche, but I could be wrong. By the way, heard of a really cool obscure niche, at least in my market, which is a rattlesnake catcher. The guy makes bank, right? Just goes out and catches rattlesnakes. I gotta think there's probably a couple more than this one guy, but I'm gonna look into that niche. So as far as how that goes, the only thing you're gonna run into in an obscure niche like this, let's just say there is only three businesses, and what I would do, I'd look at Google, but I'd also go and look at, the heck is the name of that? I gave it to you guys in the training somewhere. Something Genie, Sales Genie. Go on Sales Genie and look up the records and see if there's more businesses. Sometimes in obscure niches, because of their obscurity, you don't really realize there's maybe 15 that have actually been registered that are running, but maybe they're so old school and they don't get their customers from online or whatever. And so it may be. My thing that worries me if there's so few is if you go through one or two of them and they basically are like, dude, we don't need you. And then you have, you go through all three of them and they're like, you don't have enough variety to find the newest one, the hungriest one that's coming up through the ranks, or maybe they're newer or whatever, and they're not salivating from our business. That has happened in those cases. Let's just say you go into this niche, super obscure, and you get all three businesses tell you, yeah, dude, we ain't interested, bro. Like, kick rocks. Then the move is you move to basically arbitrage, or you just own the business and you go find someone if it's doable. So let's just use my rattlesnake catcher, okay? Most likely there's probably only three rattlesnake catchers in this marketplace. I don't know if there is or isn't, but let's just say there's three in my marketplace. Let's say I go to all three, can't find one, okay? What I would have to probably do is start catching rattlesnakes, which I won't do, but I could. There's enough money in it, you could probably figure it out, right? Or two, did I say A? So B. B would be maybe I cross recruit into another market and say, listen, we're like overran our businesses out here, and I'm looking for another rattlesnake catcher. Do you know of any that you could refer us to? We're not trying to compete with your market, or can I refer business to you guys and on my overflow? And then you just find the service provider that could do that specific skill. Rattlesnake catcher is quite a skill, I imagine. But like, think about things like, what's something that I just had done? I don't know, like a pool repair guy or something like that, that does like acid washing. You may be able to find someone that's been in that industry. You go and put a Craigslist ad out there. I'm hiring people in the pool acid washing space, and you just run it like it's your own business. Have the calls outsourced to Dollar Call Club. Let your operator take the calls. They just simply dispatch to your service worker that you scooped off of and hired. So there's a lot of different ways. If you go into a niche and it doesn't hit, there's no reason, guys, that you should ever fail at a lead gen property. If it's producing. And you get told no by all the businesses, just turn it into your own business, okay? Now, some people are like, dude, I don't want anything to do with that kind of headache. That's cool too. I'm just giving you options of how you solve the problem.